So today I thought I'd run you through a full day of what training looks like on our strength block. So we got bench today. So we're going to bench. We got 5 sets of 4. I did 5 sets of 5 last week. So hoping to go up in weight, reps come down, rest and all that is staying the same tempo. Go over a tempo of 2 seconds down, a second pause at the chest, fast as we can on the way up, and a second pause at the top. Last week I think I did 90 for the 5s, so hoping to get like 95ish probably for the 4s. Just a little increase, and that is how we progress in our strength work. Putting the weight up, hopefully getting a bit heavier. With the hypertrophy work, the way we were progressing was in the volume. So we're tending to keep the weight the same, but increase the reps, which is how you should, how hypertrophy should progress really. Obviously to a certain point, and then you can put the weight up, reps come down, you build the volume then at a higher weight. And that's why it's so good to sort of periodise your training, get a bit stronger, because then you can go back to your hypertrophy weight, hypertrophy work, do a hypertrophy block where you can lift more weight. But yeah, let's get cracking. Going to warm up on the bench, see how it feels. Yeah, let's see how it goes. So I've been throwing these in as a bit of a warm up. We do a lot of them on the strength program, on the 12-week strength program, as a bit of a accessory. So these are I think they're in the seated external rotations. But found them from, I can't remember where I found them. It was a video someone was doing. Someone like Mark Bell was talking about it. And it's something that I think Charles Poliquin talks about a lot, especially when it comes to like benching. These are great for just building a bit of strength around that rotator cuff. But I found them great like warming up. I feel so much more stable when I bench. So if it's something you don't, something you can try if you don't feel like that stable. When you bench, you know, you're feeling like you can't keep like your scapula's retracted and stuff. It's a great little exercise to throw in. It's great throwing at the end of a session. Great throwing part of your warm up if you find it good. Start nice and light. I think I started with like a 2.5 kilo plate. Nice and slow sort of tempo, up and down. Just find it activates at the best. Full range of motion, as always, as far as you can internally rotate, like that, and then externally rotate on the way up. Let's do 5 or 6 each arm, and a couple of sets before I bench. Nothing massive. I don't want to do like too much. Like I could probably push them a bit more if I was probably doing them at the end of the session. But I don't want to get them little muscles like way too fatigued before I bench. It's such a big lift. Starting like 60ish. See how it feels. Probably jump to 80. Then 90. Maybe the first set at 90 and then the next, see how that feels, and then hopefully the next 4 after that at 95, maybe. I try not to do too many sets warming up. Too many reps warming up. I make reasonable jumps and then do a couple of reps of each, depends how I feel. Like 60 I did a few there because I wasn't feeling felt like I needed it, but it's obviously just personal preference. How you feel on the day. If you feel like you need it, warm up a bit more. If you're feeling good, just sort of crack on with it. It's up to you really. I do probably minimal. May open up like warm up wise. May open up my chest a bit beforehand. Then rotations. Just to sort of make sure everything sort of around like my upper back's nice and tight and working. Just for when I bench, and then I jump into it really. The warm up is jumping up in the weight, so yeah, just this really. I'll go for 4 reps, so I'll probably hit 4 at 80 now, and then I think I'll go straight to 90 then. So I've done one set at 90, felt right, so I got up to 95 for the next set, which I hope to do my sets at really. When you're doing these 5 sets, not, you don't have to stay at the same weight for every set. If you're feeling good, go up. If you're not, don't worry too much about it. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, so the main aim really is probably working towards that. We set like a reps in reserve, sort of 1 to 2 reps in reserve when we're doing the strength work. So it's probably best to aim sort of around there. If you're finding it too easy, you're sort of neglecting the point of what we're aiming for. Your body, if it's not under any stress, then your body's not going to change. It's going to stay the same because it knows it can do it easily. Sort of, probably not exactly like that, but you get the gist. Yeah, I felt heavy. Felt right. I felt a bit weird on my right side. But yeah, feels good. Gonna crack on, do the rest of the set to that weight, I think. So I probably won't film the rest of them because it'll just look exactly the same. Right, next up we got a bent over row, the supinated grip, so palms facing away from you, like you're going to do a curl with a barbell. Only reason that it gets a bit more latty, or I feel it a bit more in my lats, so that's sort of what we wanted to target this week. Sort of mix it up between, so a pronated grip being palms facing towards you, supinated grip being away, so we mix them up week on week normally with the types of rows we do, just to make sure you sort of working both movements really. Things I tend to focus on when I'm doing bent over rows. So I set up from the floor and I set up like I deadlift. So I'm in a solid position, and then when I set to start rowing, I hinge back down, like I was sort of going into an RDL or something like that, or probably with a bit more of a bent knee, to make sure you're in a really solid position. One other thing as well you see people doing, one thing you probably want to avoid, see some people sort of set their shoulder blades really tight back and they don't move them from there. Sort of something you want to probably try and avoid. When you're lowering the weights, you can leave your shoulders sort of protract and come around slightly. Like you're not going to get in a position where you don't want to be like stupid with it, where you're like sort of just slumped over. But you still sort of keep your chest up, and you can leave your shoulder blades come around. Reason being, if you sort of set your shoulder blades back, It's good to just stop certain muscles around your upper back from working. So you have your rhomboids, for instance, which run between your shoulder blade and between your spine, for there, sort of just between the two bones. And obviously when you let your shoulder blades come around, it lets them lengthen, and then when you lift, it shortens them. Obviously if your shoulder blades are set in that one position, and you're sort of stuck there quite stiff, it's going to just stop them muscles from working really, well not working, but they're going to get stuck in sort of just an isometric sort of contraction. So leave shoulder blades come around slightly, you'll feel a bit of a stretch in your upper back, that's good, so keep that. And then row into sort of your belly button, squeeze and hold it for about a second, and then we'll work with a tempo of a 3-second eccentric with these. 3 sets of 10. Go. Let's see how they go. So yeah, that was a bit more, I think that was like 12 reps. But again, sort of when you're doing these, that's probably maybe a bit light. Maybe go up to 70 for the next set. As I said, you're always sort of playing with that sort of reps in reserve feel. So, keep, we think it's 2 reps in reserve this we sort of prescribe. So aim, if you're feeling good, you're finishing your 10, and you sort of found that relatively easy. Don't be afraid to keep going, add a few more reps on and work closer to failure. So that is what you're sort of looking for with these. So, third movement, we've got incline dumbbell bench press. So I was thinking probably a similar movement as before, but with a different goal. I go in set to 10 now, get a bit of volume in the chest. I just think there's nothing I don't think I feel better in a chest movement than like a dumbbell press or a fly. I can't find any other movement which sort of gives me that sort of deep stretch other than these two. So yeah, incline, no really specific reason why we're doing incline, just to mix up a bit. I think we've done a lot of flat bench pressing over the last couple of weeks. I haven't done much incline work, so I thought I'd throw it in this week. Not going massively heavy. I think we've got 20s here, but we got a tempo again, 3 seconds on the way down, pause at the bottom, fast as we can on the way up, and a second at the top. So let's see how this first set goes. Oh. Deep stretch. think I lost count. That was like 14, I think, 14 or 15. Bit light. I thought I was going to find it harder than that. But again, sort of just clocking in with myself mid-set, just thinking, is this too easy? And instead of just doing a shit set, pushing closer to failure. I was probably there, pushing towards 1 or 2 reps. Probably had left in the tank there. I think I'll go up to about 25 now, the next set, and I think that should be about right for 10. Right, second set. We've gone up. Can't even see me. Gone up now to 25s. So hopefully this will be a good 10 reps. Oh, better. Oh, better. Oh, better sounded good in the mic. Yeah, one more set of that. And then got a superset, I think. Just to finish off, a bit of pushing. I've got some triceps. The movement's focused on just the triceps to finish off. So yeah, see that. So, excuse the setup. This is as good as the cable setup gets in my garage. It's not bad actually, but it does mean that my barbell is up there, and I was going to do a superset. So the plan was 3 sets, 10 tricep pull downs, 10 skull crushers. Barbell's out of action, could have done dumbbells, but in terms of filming this, it's going to be a little bit of hassle and moving stuff around. I am literally in like a 3 by 2 meter space. So it's going to do tricep pull downs, which is going to work really close to failure. It's only like 20 kilos, but it's pulley system. There's so much fucking resistance on it. Don't have a clue what the weight is really. So yeah, again, as with all the exercises, full range of motion. You can kneel down, obviously. You don't need to kneel down. You can just stand up like a normal person. Starting right at the top, all the way, lock out at the bottom. Probably going to try get, hopefully this would be the right weight to do sort of 10 full range of motion reps of this weight. And then when we get closer to failure, I might be struggling to get that lockout. But I'll probably do a few reps on that just to finish off the session. As I probably could explain in length, but I'm not going to do it now. I've just been doing a lot of reading up, a bit of testing on some sort of lengthened partials. So lengthened partial being a partial rep, so not a full rep. But a lengthened partial is where you go from the muscle being fully extended and then not quite locking it out, as opposed to a shortened partial, which would be going from the muscle being fully contracted but not hitting that full stretch point. As I've said numerous times, we're really looking for that stretch in the muscle when we're doing stuff like this. So this is mainly sort of hypertrophy work to go along with our strength work. So always looking for that big stretch at the top, whether doing partials or full reps. So get in a decent position for this. See how it goes. So just get in a nice position. I can be fully weight off. A little bit of stretch on the tricep. Fully locked out. Tempo again. 3 seconds on the way down. Squeeze at the bottom. Starting to struggle to lock it out now. Ooh. Ow. So yeah, oh, that's tough. So yeah, probably 2 or 3 sets of that, and that's just to finish off the session. So we've gone bench, low reps for the strength work, and then all the accessories, then a bit of bodybuilding stuff. Sort of we're going through a block at the minute on the UK program. Just building a really base level strength, so we are working bottom of the pyramid stuff. I think we're doing 8 weeks of this now, plus on top of like the 8 weeks of hypertrophy we've done, so we're still so far out of the season. Just building a real strong base, and then after we've done this, getting into a bit more, I don't know, exciting stuff. I like this stuff, so you could say sort of working towards a bit more of that power range, a bit more speed work to complement all the strength work we're doing. So yeah, that's it for today.